Okay, here we're going to learn the power of a product rule, or apply it. Simplify. What is 2x to the third power? Let me show you the long way to do this. The long way would be to put 2x times 2x times 2x. 2x to the third power means take all of this to the third power. So write all of that 3 times. Well, now if you think of it, it's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 to the third power. X times x times x, which is x to the third power. What we want you to do is go from here directly to here. Whenever you see, it's called the power of a product. There's a power, but there's a product of 2 things inside, 2 or more. In this case, there's more. Basically, it just means take each different factor and raise it to the third power. So here it would be 2 to the third power, x to the third power. 2 to the third power, x to the third power. That gets you here automatically. Our final answer would be 8x to the third power, since 2 to the third power is 8. Look at the next guy. It's asking, what is 4x squared y squared to the third power? Let me show you the way we want you to do it by the rule. This means take each different base that you see, 4, x, and y, and raise it to the third power. So it would be 4 raised to the third power. It would be x squared raised to the third power, this part. And it would be y squared raised to the third power. Every different base to the third power, much like we did here. 2 to the third power, x to the third power. Now you evaluate each part separately. 4 to the third power is 64. X squared to the third power, remember the rule we just learned, you multiply the 2 times the 3 and it's a 6. Y squared to the third power would be leave the y alone, but multiply the 2 times 3 and it would be 6. So this would be our final answer to that expression. I'm going to move this down because I want to show you that if you wanted to, let's say this confused you or it took you a while to learn this, most students just go straight from here to the answer. They go from here, and I don't blame them. They skip this step. They'll just do 4 to the third power, x squared to the third power, so 2 times 3 is 6, y squared to the third power, 2 times 3 is 6. However, the long way to do this, if you wanted to get it just to make sure you understood it, is to do the following. For this power of 3, everything in parentheses is the base. So if I want to do this the long way, I would do it like this. 4x squared y squared times 4x squared y squared, and feel free to do it this way if you'd like. 4x squared y squared. Write it down 3 times. 4 times 4 times 4, 64. X squared times another x squared times another x squared is x to the 6 if you add it all up. Remember, when there's 2 things, I'm going to run out of space there. Remember, when there's 2 things being multiplied like this, you add the powers. As opposed to a power outside of a power, you multiply those powers. So that would be your x to the 6, and then the y squared times the y squared times the y squared, you're multiplying y 6 times. So this is another way of getting to the same answer, but we're trying to get you to do it without the expansion. Our final one says, what is x to the 4th over 5 squared? Well, all of this inside is being squared, so the way we want you to do it is to apply the squared to every different base, meaning take the top, x to the 4th, and square it, and take the bottom, 5, and square it. Well, x to the 4th squared is just x to the 8th if you multiply the powers, and 5 squared is 25. So this is the answer we'd want from you. Of course, the other way of doing this problem would have been, if you see this squared, everything in the parentheses is the base for that squared. So you could do x to the 4th over 5 times x to the 4th over 5, because it's this stuff squared, multiplied twice. Well, 5 times 5 is 25 on the bottom. X to the 4th times x to the 4th is x to the 8th.